The problem is the air compressor went out. The last time we had to repair it we ordered original parts. We waited weeks for the parts. When they arrived it was wrong, sent them back and waited some more. This time we went with all local parts, which is the motor, compressor pump. We will reuse the tanks. As you see we have 2 tanks. They are both 60-gallon compressors. One had a 5 horsepower motor and one had a 7.5 horsepower motor. We used to have them stationary inside the shop. Later we put them on a skid so we could put them outside when needed. This setup worked fine, but I had an idea I had been wanting to try.
I removed the tanks. Both tanks had the inlet on the top and a drain on the bottom. One tank had the outlet on top and the other tank had the outlet on the side. I decided to use the tank with the outlet on the side as the main tank. We are removing the outlet and replacing it with a drain valve. The drain valve is from Northern Tool. It came in a kit. We have our shop air run with the same kit. With the drain installed, we removed the feet. I could have left them on but I didn't like the look. The top and bottom caps are much thicker than the walls. You don't have to worry about cutting through. If you do cut into it a little you can weld it up. With the feet removed, we will sand the sharp edges. We did cut into the cap a little bit. We will weld it up. Here we are converting the drain to the inlet. We are using 3/4 MPT all the way around. The housing for the tank will be 24 inches wide by 24 inches tall by 48 inches long. This will give the tank plenty of room. The overall height of the cart will be 32 inches tall. We are using 1.5" square tubing by 1/8 wall and 5/8 square bar. It's left over from a job. We are using a stacker to hold the cart level. A stacker is a hand pump forklift. We got it from Northern Tool. The legs in the back are 27 inches long. This will accommodate the wheels we are about to put on. This project is for the shop, not a customer, so we are doing this as fast and cheap as possible. We are using the wheels off a cutting torch cart. Here we use the buckets that are the same size. This will straighten the legs that might have pulled in from welding. We are using the 5/8 square bar. Finish any welds we missed. I thought it would be nice to put retractable handles to move it around. We didn't use them in the end because of the weight when it was finished. But here's an easy way to make retractable handles. The metal we are installing is just a stop, so the handle won't come out. The nuts we welded will keep the square bar from flopping around in the tubing. This is the saddle the tank will rest in. Same tubing, 12 inches wide. We are about to mount the motor and pumps. As you see, we have a CNC plasma cutter. But the torch is out for repairs. We are cutting the steel with a metal cutting circular saw. We tack welded the two sliding pump plates together. We will transfer punch the holes for the pumps. Drill and tap. We will slot the plates for belt adjustment. Let's review quick facts. This is a 7.5 horsepower motor. And this is a 5 horsepower pump. Here is the size difference between the motor the compressor came with, and the motor we are using. Both are 7.5 horsepower. First we did a quick test, to make sure everything worked properly. I decided to move the pulley back, inside the frame, so no one could accidentally, back into moving parts. In the future I will place a cage around everything. With the second pump installed we hose it up. We are using hydraulic hoses. They last much longer than air compressor hoses, and are available locally. We combine the two pumps together with a T, and then into the main tank. I notice a potential rub spot. I wrapped it with rubber. I got this from the gasket supply, but toolbox drawer liner works too. We had to get a one-way valve for the new inlet. The set screw is for the bleeder. It relieves pressure from the head so the motor doesn't have to start under load. The pressure switch couldn't handle the new 33 amp motor. We went to the electrical supply, told them what we were making. They recommended this pressure switch. They also recommended a motor starter relay, but I didn't have the cash. So we work with what we have. We placed the spare tank on the other side of the shop. It was a good move. This gave the press a lot of power very fast. We added bolts to each sliding plate. This allowed us to put just the right amount of tension to each pump. Then we locked them down. We made 2 plates as motor mounts. A simple transfer punch, drill and tap. When everything is where it should be, just weld them in place. This is much easier than drilling and tapping the main plate. This project became real heavy real fast. Here is a trick we use to move heavy items around the shop. We weld a common trailer hitch to it and move it around with a trailer dolly. It works great.
That's it. Compressor completed. I hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time.